Hey parents, it's been a couple days since the students have been starting the area model division, so I just wanted to show you part 2 of the video, and we're using a slightly larger number now. The limit for 4th grade is a 4-digit number divided by a 1-digit number, so this is the largest that they would see. So when we're using the area model to divide, we start with a rectangle. And now before I go any further, I want to clarify you're going to see something slightly different than before. As a teacher and educator, we're always learning, and this was a strategy I talked to with my math coach about, that maybe it was tripping some students up doing the columns early. So we're only going to just do the rectangle, and we're not going to do our columns yet. We're going to do them as needed. So I'm going to still put my dividend on the inside, so 3,719. I'm going to put my divisor on the outside. I'm going to put this multiplication sign here to help me remember I'm multiplying this side and the top numbers. All right, so I'm going to start looking with my first digit, which in this case is the 3. So is there anything I can multiply 6 by to get 3? Since 3 is less than 6, the answer is no. So we're not going to look at the 3 by itself, we're going to look at the 37. Now when we're looking at the 37, it's not just a 37, it's 37 hundredths. So we have 37, and since the 7 ends in the hundredths place value, that's how many hundreds we have. So I want to know 6 times what gets me close to 37. Well, I know 6 times 6 will get me to 36, but since it's 37 hundredths, I need to have 600. I need to be multiplying by 600, so then this is going to have 2 zeros. Now we mentioned a lot in class past couple of days that division is repeated subtraction. That's why we're going to then subtract. We're taking out big chunks of 6 to get our number as small as possible. That's what division is. So I'm going to subtract, and I'm left with 119. So now I can make my column, and when I do that, I can a little plus sign, and I'm going to move my 119.
Ronisia Boulevard for dismissal. Ronisia.
I'm going to move my 119 to the next section of my rectangle. And again, I'm going to start looking at that first digit, which in this case is a 1. Is there anything I can multiply 6 by to get 1 or close to 1? There isn't. So I'm going to look at my 11, but I'm going to remember that it's 11 tens because it ends in the tens column. So I have 11 tens. So 6 times what gets me close to 11? Well, 6 times 1 will get me close because 6 times 2 is 12. That's too much. So I'm going to do 1, but remember it's 11 tens, so really I'm going to have 1 10. Right, now I'm going to do 6 multiplied by 10 is 60. I'm going to subtract, and I'm left with 59. Again, I'm going to then make my column. I'm going to move my 59 over here. I know I'm going to be adding another partial quotient. So now, if I look at my first digit, I have a 5. Nothing I can multiply 6 by to get 5. So I'm going to look at the whole thing, the whole 59. So 59 ones. 6 times what can get me close to 59? Well, I know 6 times 10 is 60, so that's real close. So I know it's going to be 9. 6 times 9 is 54. So when I subtract those, I'm left with, not 6, I'm left with 5. I knew there was something wrong. I'm left with 5. So 5 is less than our divisor, which would mean that that is now our remainder. So to get our quotient, I need to add this partial quotient, this partial quotient, this partial quotient, and then add our remainder at the end. So I'm going to have 619 remainder 5 for my answer. So the nice thing about the area model that we stress with the kids, that if you're not getting 600 right away, let's say you were to put 500. Well, then your next box, you may be able to see that there's another 100 in there, and then you could take out 100. You don't have to take out 600 all at once. You could take it out in parts. Now, your area model may end up being really long if you're not doing it that efficiently. We want the students to do it as efficiently as possible, but doing it slowly still gets the correct answer. So as long as the students get to 619 remainder 5, we as teachers are perfectly happy. So hopefully this clarifies things a little bit more when it comes to larger numbers, when we get a remainder, if we can't do anything with that first digit. Again, if you have any questions, ask away. I'm here to help to the best that I can, and I hope you have a great night.